Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my channel, The Science King, and today we will be talking about selective breeding. So first of all, what exactly is selective breeding? Selective breeding is the traditional method for improving crops and livestock, such as increasing disease resistance or milk yield. We take the best plants or animals and breed them together to get the best possible offspring. Selective breeding is when humans artificially select the plants or animals that are going to breed so that the genes for particular characteristics remain in the population. The steps in selective breeding. So organisms are selectively bred to develop features that are useful or desired. For example, animals that produce more meat or milk, crops with disease resistance, dogs with a good gentle temperament, plants that produce bigger fruit, and so on. Here are the steps. Number 1. From existing stock, select the ones that have the best characteristics and the characteristics that you desire. Number 2. Breed them with each other. 3. Select the best of the offspring and breed them together. Number 4. Continue this process over several generations and the desirable trait will get stronger and stronger. Eventually all the offspring will have the characteristics. Selective breeding is useful. Selective breeding is important in agriculture. For example, genetic variation means some cattle will have better characteristics for producing meat than others. To improve meat yields, a farmer could select cows and bulls with these characteristics and breed them together. After doing this and selecting the best of the offspring for several generations, the farmer would get cows with a very high meat yield. It is also used in medical research. For example, in several studies investigating the reasons behind alcoholism, rats have been bred with either a strong preference for alcohol or a weak preference for alcohol. This has allowed researchers to compare the differences between the two different types of rats, including differences in their behavior and the way that their brains work. Disadvantages of selective breeding. The main problem with selective breeding is that it reduces the gene pool. This is because the best animals or plants are always used for breeding and they are closely related. This is known as inbreeding. Inbreeding can cause health problems because there is more chance of the organisms inheriting harmful genetic defects when the gene pool is limited. Some dog breeds are susceptible to certain defects because of inbreeding. For example, pugs often have breathing problems. This leads to ethical considerations, particularly in animals that are deliberately bred to have negative characteristics for medical research. There can also be serious problems if a new disease appears. There is not much variation in the population, so there is less chance of resistant alleles being present. All the stock are closely related to each other, so if one is going to be killed by a new disease, the others are also likely to be affected. Okay, that is it for today's video, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and learned something new. Make sure to subscribe, like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.